Hello everybody. I'll say that a little bit louder. Hello everybody. This is Chris sending this recording. It was live when I did this, by the way. I was live anyway. From Montenegro. If put your hands up so I can see all those who know where Montenegro is. No, it's not in Africa. It's the former Yugoslavian region. This is bandit country, but it's not. It's a beautiful country. Wish the people realise this sometimes, because when you've been born here, I think it's difficult to take in how wonderful and stunning some of the scenery is, and it's an original country. It's really an unusual place to be. It's like sort of South America and Europe, very laid back, quiet, sometimes quiet, society, a bit conservative if you like, and old fashioned way for some, but it's changing a lot. And the new generation, they all have their mobile phones and their cars and laptops and all that stuff. Satellite TV. Anyway, I'm here. I've been travelling or changing my location since I was virtually a teenager. I was lucky enough to get into a job in London, the shipping company, dealing with wines and spirits. Yeah, what a great chance that was. First interview, got the job. Yeah, I was an office boy in London at 16. The chances I got, I don't think exist anymore. Now you have to have a piece of paper to prove that you are something or other, and yeah, that's a shame really, because those of us who had these chances usually come from a group that's like maverick. We change things, we try things, we risk, we take chances, and that's been sort of ground out of the younger generation, in my opinion. Anyway, I've been all over Europe, most countries from Scandinavia down to the Mediterranean, Malta and so on, from the west coast, Spain, Portugal, right through to the former Eastern Bloc, places like Kiev, Warsaw, Prague, all over that eastern region, not as far as Mongolia, but the European part at least, and down to Istanbul. Been lucky enough to have been in Istanbul 3 times. What a wonderful place that is. And crossing the Bosphorus between Europe and Asia was a kick, absolutely. So the last 20 years I've been in the alternative world. Prior to that, I was a freelance strategic manager. Sounds very high level, and sometimes it was. I met all sorts of people in government and agencies and security projects and all sorts from every aspect of life during my history, my previous life, and my current, what I call alternative existence, and and the things that I'm now doing way away from what I did as a professional. I was something like a whiz kid as a teenager, and I got into all sorts of situations because I was quite ambitious. At 19 they gave me a job as a logistics manager, and that got me connected with the continent and travel and international and yeah, I got the bug. I just wanted to get out there, and I did. I lived all over Europe. Spent actually residential in several countries. I speak several languages, including English sometimes. My grandmother from the Highlands, taught me some Celtic. I even studied the culture going back 3,000 years, and yeah, Liverpool for me is a Celtic city, and despite the modernisation of since '08, is always going to be a place in my heart. There's nothing like the Liverpool people, in my opinion. And if I could invent heaven, I'd choose this country with its stunning scenery, mountains, lakes, and Adriatic coast, and fill it with Liverpool people. Well, the Liverpool people I know anyway. I think the whole UK's changed, and not necessarily for the better since I left, but I used to go back for the weekends, even take some local people with me just to show them how it can be, and have fun in the cavern, dancing to the early hours with the locals, with the tourists, with the football lads, and so on. Yes, that change I had with around 20 years ago, ironically coincided with the Balkans conflict, which changed the former Yugoslavia into several countries. And that's a story for another time, but I woke up after a week in a meningitis coma and quit. Dropped out, call it what you like. I decided from that moment on I would never do anything else for money. So this, like everything else I do now, is free. You get all of my history for no cost at all, lads. So at this time I'd like to say thanks to Julian for entertaining this idea of this Scouser Abroad idea, and also my main contact in Liverpool, who I've got the utmost respect for, is Frank Carlisle, a great historian and ambassador for Liverpool, which I've tried to do also in my own way around and about my travels and changes in location, to tell about the story of Liverpool. Thanks to Frank, he gave me a lot of the information that I wouldn't otherwise have known about the past, and kept in touch with the current situation, and of course the football. Yes, I am a Red, but I give credit to the Blues when it's due. I love Liverpool, the people especially, and it's been a pleasure to be, if you like, a media ambassador from time to time. I've made videos for the internet. I did moderate a free radio program in the region which connects Switzerland, Germany, and the Alsace region of France. An alternative program there. Was the only English speaking, although I did switch into French and German from time to time. Used to be very funny, especially when, even though I was given a proper training by the station manager how to use the studio, I drifted away from the format and really made a lot of, well, for me, entertaining programs. Certainly the people that I invited on, we had a laugh and a lot of fun. I promoted Liverpool. I told jokes about politicians, local and global, and made some campaigns which got me into a little bit of a confrontation with the system. as it was for the last 10 years or so. Campaigned. I got arrested for participating in demonstrations and occupations of political offices when I thought it was the thing to do, and I have no regrets about that. Anyway, this program is to give you a little bit of my view, and maybe to get you to imagine being a Scouser abroad, being somewhere else, and with your Liverpudlian hat on, imagine being somewhere else and coming into enjoyable experiences, and also conflicts with cultures that were different for me, and to sometimes attempt to integrate them into ours. I know that seems like wag the dog principle, but yeah, I tried very much to, no, I did in a way succeed in many cases in organising things that brought Liverpool, shall we say, mentality, humour, culture into the societies where I lived, and that's now, more than half my life I've been somewhere else. People have asked me, where did you come from? Because of course I've neutralised my accent, but when I go back, within a couple of days it's back to, hey, I like there, kid, and I'm made up with being here. All that stuff, as Jürgen Klopp might say. I will not be, I will keep away from making this a football program. I want to keep it general, but I'll probably mention the footy from Liverpool, because let's face it, between the clubs, made an impact on the world. Wherever I've been, it's always, often, not always, but often, I've been asked, where do you come from? And when I said, I grew up in Liverpool, or I spent a lot of my youth in London area, it's often met with football, or you'll never walk alone, or the Beatles, so always an immediate identification. So I'll give you an insight into that, and I hope this becomes an interesting item for the new venture, the new radio station, and I wish you guys at the station and all those listeners the very best. Bye from Chris, just for now.